I give you my word that I am sincere and truthful to how I feel. I'm not trying to be positive. I'm trying to be sincere and truthful. I do my best to be the truth. Not to deceive you, not to lie to you. Many say that you have to think positive, but I'm not trying to be positive. I'm to be truthful and sincere here. This video inspired by Dr. Joe Dispenza, like he says. You're thinking negative. We are thinking negative, but we are thinking positive. We are thinking positive, all these positive thoughts, but we are feeling negative. And truth is in being, in feeling, not in thinking. You know. So do we really have to think positive, or we have to be truthful and sincere? For when you have to be positive, you have to be positive, and you should not be negative. But 90, like Dr. Joe says, 95% of who we think we are is our unconscious negative thoughts and beliefs. And if we have to be positive, then we never bring them to consciousness because they are negative, and we have to be positive, you know. And then this guilt, fear, worry, judgment, opposition, blame, envy, jealousy, fear, guilt. All these things are negative, unconscious programs. But we stay away from them because we have to be positive, and they are negative. But then they are running us unconsciously. We are always afraid to express ourselves to how we feel. We go against ourselves out of fear others can do to us what doesn't feel right to us, and we suffer. But we have to be positive. We say that we love it, we hate it. Out of guilt, blaming us that you have to be positive, blaming you that you have to be positive, you are not positive. We suffer for people, we do for people what really doesn't feel right to us, what is so negative. We are pretending, we are thinking positive, oh, I love it, but you hate it. But the reality is negative. And then we resent them and blame them. We cannot forgive because we had to be positive, but we were feeling negative, but we were lying and deceiving to them. We are positive, we think positive, and we were suffering for them. Now we blame them for our suffering, for we were not truthful and sincere, telling them no. You see. Then this guilt and fear, you're always apologizing to people when you do nothing, always think that you are not good enough, that you have to do better, because then we are always running unconsciously out of that guilt, you know, and the mind opposes us, blames us for how we feel. Truthful and sincere, we feel negative, but we have to be positive. And then these unconscious programs are running us unconsciously. I give you my word, you know, because we have to be positive, no? But we feel so negative, and reality after is very negative. We suffer for them. We are not expressing ourselves. We feel negative, and then we are pretending and lying, thinking positive, but we are full of guilt, apologizing always, explaining ourselves, full of fear, afraid of express ourselves, afraid of what they will think, our ego blaming us that we have to be like others. And the reality is very negative. But you have to be positive, no? So you stay away from all these things. And then you suffer. You feel very negative, but you think positive. But reality is in being, truth is in being, in feeling. And then what follows is very negative. I mean, you suffer for people. You do for people what doesn't feel right to you because you have to be positive. And it's really like a devil, this philosophy. You have to be positive, blaming you for how you feel, for what doesn't feel right to you. When people do to you what doesn't feel right to you, oh, ego blaming you. You have to be positive, you have to be love, don't be negative. Now you suffer under them, blaming you, your ego, for how you feel. You have to be positive, but you feel negative, you know. And it's really like a devil blaming you for how you feel. So you go against yourself, you suffer for people, very negative, but you pretend that it's positive. But bad karma that follows is very negative. Your ego blaming you for how you feel. If you are an empath, you have to be positive, but then you are always negative, always out of guilt. You don't dare to say no to people because you have to be positive. You are afraid to express yourself. You have to be like others. Ego is afraid of you, and ego blaming you for how you feel. You have to be positive. And then you suffer because you have to be positive. Blaming you for how you feel. No, 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 no. You feel negative. You feel negative for this is just not right for you. It doesn't feel right to you in your energy. And it's a sign from the source that it doesn't feel right to you. But you have to be positive, no? So they can do what feels negative and you do for them what feels negative to you. You suffer for them. Or it's like ego blaming you. You are not good enough. And what doesn't feel right to you is just a sign that this is not your work. This is not in alignment with your soul. This is not who you are. But your ego blaming you for how you feel. You have to be positive. You feel negative and you suffer for others. Ego blaming you for how you feel. And like you're lying and deceiving people. People pleasing. Pretending you love what they do but you feel negative. Pretending you love for them to do what doesn't feel right to you, what feels so negative. You pretend that you love it, you have to be positive. You end up hating them, blaming them for you feel negative, but you didn't say no to them for it's negative. You have to be positive. So you suffer for them and now you blame them for your suffering. For you have to be positive if you are an empath. But if you are a sociopath, empath, your ego is hurting like me. Empath, your ego is hurting you, blaming you that you are not good enough, blaming you for how you feel, afraid of you, attacking, opposing you. But sociopaths, they blame others, oppose others, correct others, attack others. Their ego is not blaming them for how they feel. No, 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 no. They see the negativity that is within them in others. So they it doesn't oppose them, it opposes others. And they are unconscious that within them is judgment, blame, accusation, envy, jealousy. All these tremendously negative things are within them, unconscious programs. But they have to be positive. They never bring it to consciousness. So because they are sociopaths, you know what I do? You know what I do? Huh? because the judgment is within them, accusation, opposition, but they never bring it to consciousness because they have to be positive. But they are so positive that now they come to you and they blame you for what you do. They blame you. You have to be positive. You are negative. You see, blaming you for how you feel, like a devil. Because they have to be positive and you have to be positive. And they are controlling, forcing, resisting, opposing, doing in your energy what doesn't feel right to you, you know, because they are unconscious of that opposition, of that control. And when you get crazy because they do to you what doesn't feel right to you, it feels so negative to you. You're truthful and sincere. Now they blame you. They blame you for what they do. They do very negative things. They control, force, and resist to get, and then they blame and oppose and correct and like this. And if they don't get, they blame. And now they blame you. I am love. You are not positive. You are negative. And now they want, because you are empath, their ego blaming them, blaming you that you have to be positive, that you are negative, and now your ego is blaming you that you are negative and you have to be positive and you have to do for them what they want from you. You have to give them your energy. But they are thinking negative, but acting and being, thinking positive, but acting and being so negative. They correct you, they oppose you, they force and control to get and resist, and then they blame you that they are positive and you are negative. They are being very negative, but they are unconscious of their negativity. They think they are positive, they have to be positive, and they see their negativity in you. They blame you if you don't do for them what doesn't feel right to you, if they cannot get from you what doesn't feel right to you, if they cannot do to you what doesn't feel right to you. They blame you, but they are being so negative, opposing, correcting, judging, controlling, forcing, resisting to get. They are unconscious of it, so they blame you for it. Like they are so negative. Like Christians, many Christians, they blame themselves as sinners. They are never good enough. They blame themselves that they are sinners. They have to be positive, and they are positive very much. They are very religious, but they are always blaming themselves. Now they blame others. Like Jesus said, you have to love others as you love yourself, but they are blaming themselves as they are sinners, guilty. So they blame others. You are not Christian. You are of the devil, you go to hell. And they control and force others. They want to convert others. They love others as they love themselves. They're blaming themselves. They blame others. So if you have to be positive. You think positive, but you're feeling negative. You're being negative like this. You're just burying this unconscious negativity within you. You know. And the effect and the results are very negative. But you have to be positive. You should not look at your negativity because it's negative. And then you are acting negative and being negative and all negative karma with people you have. Suffering for them, for your ego blaming you that you have to be positive. But they are negative. But your ego blaming you, you have to be positive. So they are controlling, forcing, opposing, accusing, but you have to be positive. And you're so positive, being so negative, that you just give them permission that they can do this to others. For you are answering to them, you are giving them your energy, and you are doing for them what they want because they blame you that you are negative. Also in this pandemic. If you have to be positive, you have to stay away from all the negativity, then you are unconscious of the negativity, of the control, deception, lies, manipulation, and all the negative truths about the vaccine, about the lockdown and everything. But you have to be positive, and this is negative, so you don't want to see it. You have to be positive, and then you accept it. You accept the vaccine. You think that lockdown is good. You have to be positive. You don't want to see the negativity for what it is. You pretend that you're positive, so you give your power away, and they can control you, and you accept what is really not good for you, because you have to be positive and it's negative, so you stay away from it. You don't see how negative it is, and then you fall in a trap because you don't want to see it. And you fall in a trap and you think that it's positive because this information is negative, and what's happening it's negative, so you remain unconscious of control, manipulations, and all these things, and then they control you, they manipulate you, and you give your power away. For you have to be positive, and these things are negative. You should not see because it's negative. Then you fall right in a negative trap. And like famous Zen master said, under the sword lifted high, there is hell making me tremble underneath. But I go ahead, and I arrive in the land of bliss. It means I'm conscious of the negativity within me, the conscious of the negativity in the world, opposition, control, and everything. I'm conscious of the fear that making me tremble underneath. I don't think positive. I see this negativity for what it is, so I can avoid it, so I can go ahead and choose positivity, be positive, choose love, trust, faith, no opposition, no control, freedom, power. Choose the positivity, but I'm conscious of the negativity that is around me, control, opposition, blame, and negativity that is within me, fear, guilt, worry, all these things, you know. Otherwise, we give our power away, for we have to be positive. But the truth is very negative. It's control, it's manipulation. We have to bring our negativity to consciousness. If we have to stay positive, we remain unconscious of that negativity within us. We feel negative. Truth is in being, truth is in feeling. But it matters when we think positive, but we are being so negative unconsciously and feeling so negative. But we have to stay away for negative. Cats are not positive. They give you sincerest love, which is positive. They are being positive, feeling positive. And if you do something to them what doesn't feel right to them, want something from them what doesn't feel right to them, they are being very negative. Very, 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 very negative. Very, 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 very negative. Very, 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 very negative. Because you make them feel negative. And they truthfully and sincerely, I don't want to play with you, or they even smack you. They're never lying to you. They're never pretending to be positive. Pretending to be positive means lying to you. And they would suffer in anxiety. Their ego blaming them for how they feel. No, they are sincerely, truthfully positive. They pour for you. They love you. But they are sincerely negative when you make them feel negative as they feel. They are never deceiving, lying to you, pretending that it is positive when they feel negative. So after they would hate you and resent you. Their ego is not blaming them for not being positive. And if you blame them, you have to be positive, you have to play with me. They will smack you sincerely, very negative. And that's why you love them. because they are sincere to you. Truth is sincere as I am. They feel negative, they show you negative. They're not people pleasing, lying, deceiving you. You know. So whatever they're giving you positive is truly positive. They are always being positive and always feeling positive. So we should not think negative. We should master to feel positive. We should not stay away from our negative thoughts, because these are 95% of our unconscious programs that are negative, that make us run us unconsciously negatively. We are then being and feeling negative. We have to be truthful and sincere to negativity within us. Bring it to consciousness, truthful and sincere to what doesn't feel right to us, and say no to it. Love is truthful and sincere. Otherwise, we are pretending to be positive. Unconscious programs are running us to make us go against ourselves, and and we suffer for others. We are pretending to be positive, but we feel so negative. And we end up hating others, blaming others, and the unconscious program, guilt and fear, opposition, and all this is running us. We blame others also, that they are not positive, that they are being negative, because we are unconscious of the negativity within us. And we're blaming, judging, correcting, controlling, forcing, expecting. And when we don't get, these are all negative things. We are being and feeling negative, but we think positive. And then we blame them that they are negative and we are positive. You see, if you're pretending to be positive, you will suffer as an empath, doing for others what doesn't feel right, suffering in their energy, pretending you're positive. Or you will, like a sociopath, blame others. You will be so negative, judge them, accuse them, correct them, control them, and you will not get from them what you wanted. You will blame them for what you do. You being so negative, but you tell them you are negative. I'm being loved. You have to give me. You will control, force, resist, and blame, and you will blame them that they are negative, and you will be unconscious how negative you are, controlling, forcing, expecting, blaming, opposing. Like children, I'm truthful and sincere. Because I can truthfully say no to you, so allergic to the mind. Then always when I bless you, and I say that I'm grateful, and I say that I love what you do, and when I give you love, then you can always be sure that I'm giving you truthful and sincere love. Because I can sincerely be negative, sincerely say no to what doesn't feel right to me. So whatever feels right to me, when I give you that positive love, blessings, well wishes, gratitude, love, you can always be sure that I'm truthful and sincere. Love is truthful and sincere, for I'm never pretending to be negative, pretending to be positive, feeling so negative what you do to me, doing for you what doesn't feel right to you. No, I sincerely say no. I'm sincerely negative to what doesn't feel right to me. And then whatever I do positive for people and say positive, you can be sure that I'm truthful and sincere. Love is truthful and sincere. Love is not positive. Truth is as it is. Lies are pretending to be positive when you feel and you're being so negative. You know, when you blame yourself for not being positive, you blame others for being negative. Love is truthful and sincere, so we should not think positive. We should bring our negativity unconscious to consciousness, so it doesn't anymore run us, blame us for how we feel, blame us that we have to be positive, afraid of us, afraid of our negativity, of how we feel, and opposing, correcting, judging, blaming others. So we can get free of these unconscious negative programs that make us go against ourselves, suffer for others, and control them, blame them, oppose them. So we can get free of these negative programs, and we can be positive and feel positive. in feeling, in truth, and we are positive because we brought our unconscious negativity to consciousness. Now we are being positive and feeling positive. Thinking positive, what is it good? You think positive, but you're being and feeling so negative, and then this negativity runs you. I'm not being positive in this video so much, but very much, no. I'm being truthful and sincere. I'm being love. I give you my word. And if anybody feels like you want to offer a donation, like you want to offer a support to the heart of the word that I am, do know that you are so welcome and I'm so grateful. But don't try to be positive. Your ego blaming you that you have to be positive. I accept joyful gifts of the heart given in the greatest joy, as I am in greatest joy grateful, and I give you my word now in greatest joy. Lovely, joyful gift. But I'm so grateful for every single donation. I cannot be more grateful. You keep the art of the word that I'm going. I say this sincerely, positively. I'm so grateful. Thank you from the heart. I cannot teach you, I cannot heal you, I cannot make you do anything. We have to bring our unconscious to consciousness so we get free of unconscious negativity, blaming us that we have to be positive. We have to do it ourselves. So you give donation, you give a donation for the answer within. Follow the answer within. Follow what you feel. The answer revealed in your being. But I'm so grateful, really. You've given me energy that means much to you, that I require, and you don't have to. And I'm so grateful. And I'm so allergic to the mind. And to commenting on social media really takes me out of alignment. I'm not trying to be positive. Ugh. Then I would suffer pretending that I love it. I would suffer in anxiety in the hell of other minds. No, I don't do for others what doesn't feel right to me. I'm not deceiving you. Then I would blame you that I have to do messengering comments with you because I have to be positive. I would feel negative and then I would be negative and I would blame you. Or I would have to be positive. No, I'm so grateful for your gift. And the answer is within you, answer is correct. Answer is revealed in out of the silence of the mind, in being the truth, the silence of the mind that thinks you're positive, in being the truth, being positive, feeling positive. You know, has nothing to do with me. But I want to give you my best energy, so I do quantum white light source healing on your being. And I cannot heal you, I have to heal myself. But I want to give you my best energy, or energy you have given me. Out of joy, I want to give you out of joy. Commenting, guiding on Facebook, chatting, this would make me suffer. I would feel very positive and pretend that I am. I would feel very negative, pretend that I'm positive. I would deceive you and lie to you and then hate you. But I do quantum white source healing on you beyond time and space. You don't need appointment, you don't need stand still. You just know that I'm grateful for your gift. Nothing you buy. I give you gift for the gift you have given me. You know, from the heart. And quantum healing beyond time and space, you don't need appointment, you don't need to stand still. You have my word that I do it. And if I say that I do it, I do it. I give you my word. And don't tell me anything because I have to be positive. I have to focus on you being free of all afflictions. And if you tell me this and I experience all the problems, I don't focus on you being negative. I focus on you being free of all afflictions, sincerely. You know, this way I do best healing on you and give you best energy. And it's nothing you buy, it's a gift for your gift that you have given out of gratitude for the art of the word that I am. I cannot heal you, I cannot save you. My healing works on you as much as you work on yourself, like my healing works with me as much as I work on myself. If we are pretending to be positive, we are being unconsciously negative. Are we blaming us for how we feel? Or we blaming others that they are not positive? Acting so negative, being so negative. No one can heal you. You suffer, suffering for others in their energy. Or you blame them for not being positive. You're being so negative. But if you're truthful and sincere to how you feel, you bring your fears, guilt, so they don't run you, and opposition and blame to consciousness. You can get free of negativity. And you can be sincerely positive. And then we are to heal ourselves when we are sincerely positive. We are in this together. I'm truthful and sincere. I have to heal myself. But I'm grateful. Truthfully. I'm not trying to be positive. I'm really grateful, truthfully and sincerely from the heart. But when I feel negative, I will tell you. I give you my word. Mind makes me feel negative. It always wants to control with what is in the mind, always wants to sound right. But I give you my word to your soul. So the truth is revealed as a joke, being from the heart. I give you my word. Purnamaste. Purnamaste. Thank you once again for every single donation you keep the art of the word that I'm going. I'll be truthful and sincere. I cannot save you. I cannot heal you. I have to heal and save myself. But I give you my word. An answer is revealed out of the silence of the mind that thinks you're positive in being the true to love. Truthful and sincere is nothing more positive. I give you my word. Purnamaste, Purnamaste, Purnamaste.